Okay, so we are in Motzei Shabbat of Parashat Bo. It means that we are in the week of Parashat Beshalach. So in order to be ready, upgrading our understanding of what we do every year. We read this parasha every year, but we have to upgrade ourselves. It's not just for nothing that Hashem gave us another year. We have to enhance our understanding. So Bezrat Hashem, we're going to talk about Shirat Hayam and think around it in a way that I hope everyone will gain some from it. Aside from the dedication that was before, I want to dedicate this שיעור להצלחה בגשמיות וברוחניות ליוסף בן יוחנן מעלה לובי, השם ישמרו ויחייהו וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיו וימלא כל משאלות ליבו לטובה. There is a very good reason to do it. Okay. Fine. So, Shirat Hayam. We have to understand the concept of Shira altogether. We have obvious obligation of Hakarat HaTov to Hashem about everything. But Hakarat HaTov is to say thank you. At the time of Bet HaMikdash, we bring also a Korban Todah. But there are places that it's more than that. It's a sing, a shira, a sing, a song. It's not just saying thank you. Saying thank you, you could do it in different levels, but saying thank you with a lot of enthusiasm, this is different. When you sing it, it's more than a thank you. Another thing that I want to point out, there are shira and shir. Shira is the female, shir is the male. Sometimes, like happened here in this particular shira, aside from the shira, we have also dancing. In Shirat Hayam was dancing, not by the men, but the ladies. Miriam HaNeviah. So, put this in mind before we start, okay? Those things. Okay, let's see the psukim. What's going on? Oh, okay, fine. אז ישיר משה ובני ישראל את השירה הזאת להשם, ויאמרו לאמור, השירה להשם כי גאו גאה סוס ורוכבו רמה וים. It's very interesting. Think about it. They sang, right? They prepared before. Moshe Rabbeinu gave them the words before. So how they could sing it, if I want to sing with you a song that you never knew, I have to give you the words. No. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't give them anything. They all knew what to say. How they knew? Nevuah. That's amazing by itself. Okay? So they singing to Hashem. What about in the first sentence? Sus v'rochvo rama bayam. This is the big thing. That the Egyptians, that they were the people who tortured them for many years, now they drowning. And this is the reason for this shira. Okay. I want to show you. I have to translate it. It in Aramaic. I have to translate it to Hebrew and then to English. The Targum for a pasuk in the Tanakh, not in Shirat Hayam, but in another shir that everyone knows. Everyone knows about Shir HaShirim? Yes. So what's Shir HaShirim? There are songs, but there is the song of songs. The song, right? You know what the Targum say about it? Amazing thing. Look at this. Shir HaShirim asher lishlomo. Not too many words, but the Targum is so long. It's bring us a whole information. Let's see. שירין ותושבחן דאמר שלמה נביא המלכה דישראל ברוח נבואה, קדם ריבון כל עלמא השם. I'll not translate it word by word. This song was done by Shlomo HaMelech, and he said it in nevuah to Hashem. Now the Targum says the following. Asarte shirta it amrun be'al ma'aden. 10 songs sang or said in this world. So you have to know, there are only 10 songs that deserve the title song. All of the songs that you know or heard or called songs are not real songs. There are only 10, only 10. Shir Aden Meshubach min kulhon. From all those 10 songs, this is the best of all of them. Shir Takamaita. Now, the list of the songs. שיר תקמייתא אמר אדם בזמן דאשתביק לחובתי, ועתה יומא דשבתא והגן אלוהי, פתח פומי ואמר מזמור שיר ליומא דשבתא. Very interesting. Adam HaRishon was created, Adam, in the 6th day of the creation. He sinned in the same day. He was punished to get out of Gan Eden in the same day. Hashem judged him at this day, and that was Rosh Hashanah. And Hashem forgive him, not completely forgive him, but Midas Adin, the attribute of justice, asked for death penalty. As it said before to Adam, if you will eat, you're going to die. Hashem didn't do it practically, literally like this. He became immortal, he became Ben Mavet, but he lived 930 years after. So in a way, Hashem forgive him. When he realized that, he sang a song to Hashem. What was the song? Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Because the zchut of the Shabbat was also part of the kapara for Adam. So he sang this song. When it's mentioned in Tehillim, the original composer is Adam. So this is the first song. Shir Tatinyeita, the second song. אמר משה עם בנוי די ישראל בזמן דבזלון מראה עלמא יתימה דסוף, פתחו כולון כחדה כולהון כחדה ביחד, together, ואמרו שירתה דאקדנקטיב בכן שבח משה ובני ישראל. So this is the second song. Shirat Hayam, that we're going to recite next week in parashat Beshalach, but this is the second song ever. Second out of the 10. שירתא תליתתא, what's the third one? אמרו בני ישראל בזמן דהתייבט לאון בירא דמרים, דאחדם כתיב בכן שבח ישראל. באר מרים, פרשת חוקת, that was the third. עלי באר ענולה, that was the third song. So we have to understand why this particular thing deserves a song, and why all other songs are not songs, only those 10. But let's finish the list. שירתא רביעיתא. אמר משה נביא הכדרה תזימנה למפטר מן עלמא ואוכח בה את עמה בית ישראל דאג כתיב הציתו שמיה והמלל פרשת האזינו. So this is the fourth song, actually the third that clearly are in the psukim of the Torah, because the first one about Adam HaRishon is just a medrash that says that he said, but the other three that mentioned are Shirat Hayam, Shirat HaBe'er, and Shirat HaAzinu. That was at the end, the last day of the life of Moshe Rabbeinu. What about the fifth? שיר תחמשתא, אמר יהושע בר נון, כד אגח קרבה בגבעון, וקמו לשמשה ושערה, תלתין ושת שאין ופסקו מלמי שירתא, פתח פו מאיהו ואמר שירתא דאקדם כתיב, בכן אז ישיר יהושע, בכן ישבח יהושע קדם השם. So I don't know if everyone familiar with this. One of the wars, when Yeshua conquered Eretz Israel, was the war against few melachim, chamisha melachim, and he ran after them, and it was a sunset, and they need more light in the daytime, so he stopped the sun for 36 hours. When the sun stopped, it doesn't just stop, but it stopped from doing the job that because of it the sun is there. So he didn't say the shir of the sun. So Yoshua did it instead of him. And that was the fifth shira. Shir Tashtitat, the sixth song, Amar Barak Udvora, Shira Dvora. ביום הדמסר השם ית סיסרא וית משאירתה ביד בנוי די ישראל, דאגדנקתי ושבחת דבורה וברק בן אבינועם. So that was the sixth one. Also part of the מלחמה, conquering Eretz Israel. שיר תשביעיתא. The seventh song is תפילת חנה, שירת חנה. אמרת חנה בזמן דהתייעב לבר מן קדם השם. So תפילת חנה is davening or praying that Hashem will bring her a son. After Hashem brought her the son, she sang a song. That's שירת חנה. וצליית חנה ברוח נבואה ואמרת. שירתא תמינייתא. So we getting some progress. We are number 8. What's number 8? Number 8 is דוד. שירתא תמינייתא אמר דוד מלכא דישראל על כל ניסיה דעבד להשם פתח פומה ואמר שירתא דעדן כתיב ושבח דוד בנבואה קדם השם. That will be actually the haftarah of this week parasha. שירת דוד. Okay. The 9th one. שירתא תשיעיתא. אמר שלמה מלכה דישראל ברוח קודשא קדם ריבון כל עלמא השם, which is שיר השירים. And שלמה המלך said it ברוח נבואה. So those are the 9th. The 10th never said yet. This is the song for the end of days, for the ultimate גאולה at the end. ושירתא עשירייתא, the 10th one, עתידין למימר יתה בני גלבתא בעניין דיפקון מן גלותא. When the Jews will get out of Galut and come back to Eretz Israel, will be a big song. And that will be what it says, that Shir HaShirim, this is the best so far. But the real song will be at the end of days. So it's not yet. דאקדן כתיב ומפרש על ידו ישעיה הנביא, דאקדן כתיב שיר תעדן ילכון לחדווה כליל התקדשות חגא דפסחא. So this is a pasuk in Yeshayahu, is a pasuk in Hebrew, that's a Targum. Yeshayahu perek lamed. Hashir yeh lachem, hashir, the future shir, right? Yeh lachem kelel hitkadesh hachag. Lel hitkadesh hachag meaning Pesach, when we went out of Mitzrayim. Very interesting, when we went out of Mitzrayim was no song. The song was not in the first night, it was in the 7th night, not because of Yetziat Mitzrayim, but because of Shirat Hayam. But the last song will be at the time of the Geula. At the time of the Geula, compared to or similar like what happened Belel Yitkadesh HaChag. Okay, fine. So here's the summary of the songs. I'm sorry that the entire presentation is in Hebrew. I didn't have time to translate it. Okay, here's the songs. Adam HaRishon, the first one. כשנמחה לו העוון אמר מזמר של יום השבת. שירת הים is the second one. שירת הבאר בפרשת חוקת. שירת האזינו at the end of the life of משה רבנו and of the Torah. שירת יהושע השמש בגבעון דום. שירת דבורה וברק. שירת חנה, שירת דוד, שירת שלמה, שיר השירים, ושירת ישראל לעתיד לבוא. השיר יהיה לכם כליל יתקדש החג. Very interesting that all those shirot are, remember, shira, female. השיר לאחרית הימים is a male. שיר, not שירה. And about this, it says, שירו להשם שיר חדש. It'll be a new thing that never happened before. Okay. Now I want to explain something very deep about the concept, the philosophical concept of a song. You know, Hebrew, Lashon HaKodesh, anyone who hear my shiurim, you know that Lashon HaKodesh is very basic in every shiur. The root, the letters. What is the meaning of the word shir? Shir. Why a song called in Hebrew shir? Very interesting. Shir is a ring. A ring. How shir is a ring and what's the connection? So let's first learn a Mishnah. The Mishnah is in Masechet Shabbat, and it speaks about, you know, in a place that you do not have an Iruv, so there are domains. There are public domain, private domain, you are not allowed to take from place to place, and it's not just you. אתה ובנך וביתך ועבדך ואמתך ובהמתך. So the Mishnah in Masechet, there is a whole chapter in Masechet Shabbat about this. Bameh behema yotza. When an animal, a domestic animal that you own, It's also not allowed to carry on Shabbat, right? But the rule is anything that not belong to the animal itself, this is the thing that you are not allowed to carry. But things that part of the animal, not just a limb, but something that belong to the animal, you are allowed to. It's not considered carrying. Okay? So let's see the Mishnah. That's the first Mishnah of Perek Bame Behema, Perek Hey, Mishnah Aleph. Bame Behema Yotza Ubame Eina Yotza. What allowed to carry and what not. יוצא הגמל באפסר ונעקה בחתם ולאו דקיס בפרמביה וסוס בשיר וכל בעלי השיר יוצאים בשיר ונמשכים בשיר ומזין עליהן וטובלים במקומם. That the words of the Mishnah. What do you mean that the סוס יוצא בשיר? He's singing when he's jumping. He's a very happy animal, right? But he's not singing. הסוס יוצא בשיר וכל בעלי השיר יוצאים בשיר. Says Rabbi Ovadia מברטנורה, בשיר, כמין עץ עדה סביב צווארו, הקולר, that's called shir, the thing that you put around the neck, וטבעת קבועה בו, ומכניסים בטבעת חבל ומושכים הבהמה. So that's called shir. Probably you never knew that before, but this is shir. So shir is a ring. The basic thing is, shir is something that goes like this. And we find it in a shir. You know, in a song, there is always, I don't know how to say it in English,
repetition.
הפזמון החוזר. Chorus? Chorus, of course. Okay, the chorus. You repeat. You know, there is a paragraph, and then there is something that you repeat again and again and again. When you repeat it again, this is a ring that comes like this. It repeats itself. So that's the reason why shir, called shir. That's also by itself a very interesting knowledge. Okay? This is a sing. Very interesting even more. How do you say in Hebrew, necklace? Sharsheret. Why it's called sharsheret? Because it's a ring, plus ring, plus ring, plus ring. So when you have a repetition, it's not just a shir, it's a double shir. It's like galgal, a wheel, right? Galgal called galgal. Why? Because it's a gal, a wave, and another wave, gal, gal, shir, shar, sheret. So we learn some Hebrew too. Okay? Very interesting. So sharsheret is a bunch of rings that connect to each other and create with themselves another big ring. You know what? The necklace, the sharsheret ever is or are those 10 songs. They are not disconnected to each other. They are. There is one ring, this is the first song, second, third, fourth, to 10. This is the songs, this is the sharsheret. Now we'll go to the deep stuff. Pure philosophy. There is concept called a dot and a line. Dot is something very, very interesting. A dot. Dot in the Kabbalah and the Machshava, dot is a symbol of the eternity. Why? Because let's talk about, I take a page, blank paper, and I put the pen on it. I want to draw something, right? How it works. First I put the pen, then I draw. Before I draw, I put the pen, right? When I put the pen, the first thing is create a dot. You're not thinking about it because you do not do a dot. You want to do a line, right? It starts from a dot, right? Now if you look at this dot is something that you could not really understand. What do I mean? Every dot, depends how big is the dot, but let's say very teeny tiny dot. And with this teeny tiny dot, let's go to the middle of it. There is a middle, right? You will never be able to reach this middle of the dot. You know why? Because it has no measuring, no measurement. It's a dot. And something that do not have a measurement, you have no way to really relate to. No measurement. When you have a line, okay, there is a line. There is a length, right? But when it's a dot, and the dot of the dot of the dot is something that you could not understand. This dot is the machshava, is the thought. When I do, as a human being, do something that I thought about it before, meaning not something spontaneous, something that I really thought and I want to actualize my thought. It starts from the thought. The thought is very abstract. But even in the thought, there are a beginning, a before and after. Before I thought any thought, there is nothing. After I thought, let's say I debate between few ideas, and then I decided about one. But it's still in my mind. No one in the world knows it, only me. So meaning, there is a before. Before was nothing, completely nothing. Now there is something, but this something is very, very hidden. Very hidden. This is the machshava. And this is the dot. Every significant action started with the dot. Okay, so we have the dot. From the dot we going, pulling, making a line. This line could go anywhere from the dot. To the left, to the right, straight. Could go to many, many places. But then you have a line. But there is a special line. The special line is the circle. What's so special about the circle? You start from a dot, you have a line, but this line not going anywhere. It's going accurately, very precisely in like this. Like creating a circle. But what is the most significant thing? That the end of the line go back to the beginning point. This is a circle. And this is a shear, because shear is a circle. What circle are we talking about? What was the dot in the first place? The dot is Hashem, what Hashem think. Hashem created the world for a reason. It was not just for nothing. It was a reason. We say it in Kabbalat Shabbat in a way. About Shabbat we said, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. Let me explain this. What do you mean? Shabbat was created in a way before the entire world was created. Before the first thing in the first day, Bereshit bara Elokim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. Let's go from our time, reverse, to the Bereshit. Okay? So we went to Bereshit, now Hashem putting together, creating the creation. But let's take another step back. One step before Bereshit. Then was the thought, the machshava. Before the Bereshit is the beginning of the action, but before the action was the thought, right? What was the thought? So it's very interesting and neat explanation. We do not have time now to explain this. You know what was the machshava before the creation? Shabbat. מראש מקדם נסוכה, מקדם, before everything started, and then סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. Let's explain this. What is סוף מעשה? Let's take human being. I'm thinking about something, I have many options, I decided about one thing, okay? So I have the decision, it's abstract, it's by me now, only me know it. Now if you want to know what I'm going to do, and let's say you do not have any communication with me, ability to communicate, but you're very curious about what I'm doing. So you're watching me, after making the decision, starting to do. Right now, in the beginning process, you have no clue. You're very curious to know what I'm going to do. But in the beginning, many, many options are there. And you have no way to verify it by just watching it. When I'm continuing, many of the beginning options falling. It's not this anymore. But still, there are fewer. It's going, okay, narrowing the options. But still, you do not know. When you will know for sure, at the end, when I'll finish it completely, then you know. This is the meaning of Sof Maaseh, not the beginning of the Maaseh, not the middle, but the end of it. Sof Maaseh, then what the Sof Maaseh? The Sof Maaseh reveal the Machshava Shehi Hayta Tchila, that was before. So Shabbat is the destination. It goes, the entire creation going to Shabbat. Of course, it needs explanation. What is Shabbat? For many people, many from people, many people who keep Shabbat and go to shul to daven and eat good food and say even Zmirot Shabbat. This is Shabbat. So how that could be the purpose of the creation? It means that Shabbat is much deeper than this. But Shabbat is the purpose. I just tell you that there are certain times that Hashem give for this creation to fulfill its mission, and the time is 6,000 years, and after 6,000 years will be Shabbat of a whole 1,000 years. Okay, and over there is the solution of this enigma. What is Shabbat? Anyways, Hashem has machshava, where the world gonna be, gonna go to at the end. The songs that we spoke about in the history, the 10 songs, are ring in this necklace. Each one of them is a closing thing about a sub-thought. There is the big thought, and there are sub-thoughts. The sub-thoughts, when it's finished, then it's a reason for a song, because one ring completed. In the beginning of parashat Va'era, Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, when I appeared to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, I didn't appear to them with the name Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. Shmi Hashem lo nodati lahem. It doesn't mean that they never knew about it. They knew about it. But it doesn't say lo nodati lahem. It doesn't say lo hodati lahem, but it says lo nodati lahem. And the difference is, hodati is to tell them, inform them. They knew about it. Lo nodati, I was not expressing in the reality this name. Why? You know what? Let's explain what's the name El Shaddai and Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. The main letters in the word Shaddai are the letter Daled Yud. Daled Yud are main letters in the word Din. Daled Yud is a word by itself in Hebrew. Dai in Hebrew. Dai is a until here. In English, it's also until here. Dai. Okay. So, Daled Yud is Dai. Therefore, Daled Yud is Din. Because the Din says, you get what you deserve. Not more than that. This is the Din. When Hashem promised Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov to give them the land of Israel, Eretz Canaan, He promised them. So He promised Avraham Avinu a few things. Ve'escha legoy gadol, I'll make out of you a big nation, a great nation, and I'll give you this land. So it was a promise. Of course, promise of Hashem is a promise. But it didn't, as it says, lo nodati. Hodati, but lo nodati. It was not actualized at this time. So in Brit Bein HaBetarim, Hashem says to Avraham Avinu, I promise you to make out of you a great nation, to give you the land. Yadoa teida. And there is a double yadi'ah. Double. Yadoa teida. You have to know. You have to know and you have to know. Which means there is no other way but to do it this way. Even though I promise you and your descendant this land, your descendants, your nation will not create us a nation here in this place. They will be in Eretz Lo Lahem. They will be not in their land. And Hashem told them, not just this, they will be slaves, va'avadum. Not just this, they will be torture slaves, va'avadum ve'inu otam. But he told them, he told Avraham Avinu, וגם את הגוי אשר יעבודו דן אנוכי. So he promised. He promised to punish those who will do this to the Jewish nation. When he told Avraham Avinu this, the dot was put there. Then it was the circle. When the circle came to the end, by Kriyas Yamsuf. When he drowned them, it's not enough the 10 plagues, the 10 makot. That's why they didn't set the song in Makat Bechorot. Because the Egyptians are still there. They have an army. After the entire army was destroyed, Lo nishar b'hem ad echad, then the ring is there, you could say the song. So this is the song. Same way we do not have time to go to all of the songs to see how each one of them is a closing circle. When it closes the circle, there is a song. We still at the end, but we are not at the end completely. We're very close to the end. The necklace still going around. 9 songs are behind us, but we're waiting for the 10th one. And the 10th one will be there in the Geula. This is the necklace. So this is a perspective of what Shirat Hayam should be in. Let's now, a little bit, so okay, let me show it to you what the entire thing that I just said here has written. Nekuda, that is the thought, is the machshava. Kav, זה ההוצאה לפועל, to apply the thought. Igul, when it goes back to the beginning point, is mimush המחשבה, completing it. Shir, זה עיגול. Shir is a ring, is a circle. שרשרת, זה טבעות עגולות הקשורות זו לזו. So all the songs connected to each other. Okay, a little bit about Shirat Hayam itself. What is the main pasuk of Shirat Hayam? The main pasuk of Shirat Hayam is at the end of the Shirah. Hashem yimloch leolam va'ed. This is the highlight of the Shirah. Malchutcha ra'u banecha. Bokeh Hayam. What do you mean? Why the Malchut was not obvious before? The answer is no. No. Even after Hashem started with the Makot, was still Baal Tzefon, one of the gods of the Egyptian that was there. When Shirat Hayam occurred, and the Egyptian was vanished, finished completely, then the Malchut of Hashem, that He is the king, He is the only king, and then they saw something that we all going to see at the end of days. Hashem yimloch leolam va'ed. We sang that in Kedushat Uva LeTzion. Right? We have Kadosh Kadosh, Baruch Shem, and then Hashem yimloch leolam va'ed. Hashem yimloch leolam va'ed is the ultimate, over there, the entire history going, to show that Hashem Hu HaElokim. So it happened in Kriyat Yam Suf. When the promise, וגם את הגוי אשר יעבוד הוא דן אנוכי, actualized, this ring is done. But since then, we sing Shirat Hayam every day. We mentioning this. It's not revealed completely now. We're still in the olam, in the ha'alama, in the hester, in the concealment. We have a little bit more to go, but then at the end, what's going to be? I'll tell you what's going to be. ימלוך השם לעולם אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, hallelujah. And I'll tell you something amazing that I saw not too many years ago. And it for me was, wow. You know, we sang Kedusha 3 times every day. In Yotzer Or, we sang Kadosh Kadosh Baruch Kvod Hashem Yom. But then we're talking about the Malachim. Right? Then in Kedusha, in Chazarat HaShatz, we saying Kadosh Kadosh Baruch Kvod Hashem Yom. And then what we said after that, Yimloch Hashem Le'olam Elohayich Tzion. And this is the Kedusha. Then in Uva LeTzion, we mention Kadosh Kadosh, we mention Baruch Kvod Hashem Yom, but we are not saying Yimloch Hashem Le'olam Elohayich Tzion. We're saying instead the quote from pasuk from Shirat Hayam, which is Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed. Why? Amazing. It's really amazing. First of all, let's talk about Kadosh, Kadosh Kadosh, and Baruch Kvod Hashem Yom. Hashem has few names in the Torah, in the Tanakh, by the Nevi'im. Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei, Elokim, Adnut, Aleph Dalet Nun Yud, and then El Shaddai, Tzvaot, etc. There are names. But there is a very interesting name that not mentioned. Not in the Torah, not in the Nevi'im, but Chazal used it a lot. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's not mentioned in the Tanakh. But we always, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? What is this? Where it's coming from? It's not mentioned in the Torah. So you have to know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a combination of Yeshayahu and Yechezkel. Kadosh, 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 who said that? Yeshayahu Perek Vav. Vayeret Hashem Yoshev al Giseram Venisa. Baruch Kvod Hashem Yimkomo Yechezkel by Maaseh Merkava. So Chazal took one word from here, Kadosh, and Baruch from Yechezkel, and combine it to the name HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So this is the source of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Again, it's not mentioned, apparently, obviously, in this way, by the Tanakh, by the Nevi'im, but Chazal used it a lot. Okay, so after Kadosh and Baruch, we sang Hashem Yimloch. Or, in Kedusha, we said, Yimloch Hashem Elokayich Tzion Ledor Vador, hallelujah. How come we are not mentioning this in Uva LeTzion? We're switching. Instead of Yimloch Hashem Elokayich Tzion Ledor Vador, hallelujah, which mentioned in Tehillim, we're using Hashem Yimloch Le'olam Va'ed, shorter version that mentioned in Shirat Hayam. Okay, so in order to understand this, you have to know the following. Okay, I'm trying to guess how long I could make this class, and I see that not too long. Even though it was Shabbat, you're supposed to sleep, but some people are very tired. So I'll try to shorten it, okay? Without giving up major thing. What's the difference between Nevi'im and Ketuvim? Tanakh, right? 3 letters, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim. Torah, the 5 books of Moses. He was, Velo kam b'Yisrael Naviot k'Moshe, he was in a higher level, significantly above all the Nevi'im, all of them. Okay, so that makes the Torah unique. But if you go on, the Nevi'im was Nevi'im, right? And the entire Tanakh was written b'nevuah. It's not the words of the Nevi'im, what Hashem told them to say. Why it's divided to Nevi'im and Ketuvim? Very interesting. What is the meaning of the word Navi? Again, Hebrew grammar, but the real grammar, not the modern grammar, the real thing. The word Navi, the root of it, or the meaning of it, it's connected to something that you all know. You heard about Tnuva? I know they sold it to the Chinese recently, but Tnuva. What's Tnuva? It's a company, right? Why it's called Tnuva? Because the meaning of it, Tnuvat HaSadeh. Tnuvat HaSadeh meaning the fruits that come out of the plants, of the animals, okay? Tnuva. תנובה זה דבר עץ שמניב פירות, meaning is actualizing the potential to a fruit. This is תנובה. Navi called Navi because he got messages. You have to know, Nevuah is not just a prediction about what's going to be. It's not, it's an implication of it, but the real thing, it's a status. It's a status. There is a regular human being and a Navi. Navi is above because he has access to things that regular people do not have. We are limited in what we could know because we are under the limits of time and space. The limit of space do not let us go behind the place that you are. So there are hidden stuff because you have no access to them. We could not cross the line of present in the time scale to go to the future. The Navi, at the state of Nevuah, the conscious or the neshama of the Navi is in a way out of the boundaries of the physicality, and therefore they have access, the access that Hashem wants to give them, to something beyond the time and the space. Now, because it's a state of being, Nevuah is not just a prediction. It's a state. In this state, the Navi exposed to things that regular people do not expose to. When? Only when Hashem told him, listen, I show you something, go tell the people. When the Navi got the commandment to inform other people that not Nevi'im, what he saw in Nevuah, only this called Nevuah. Why? Because the Nevuah are the fruit of the machshava or of the hasaga that the Navi got. That's called Nevuah. So when the Navi are commanded to talk, to say, either to one person, to a group of people, to a nation, Jewish nation or other nation, there are many Nevuot in the Tanakh. When the Navi was commanded to say it, that's called Nevuah. All of those are in the Nevi'im. Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim. So all the things that in Nevi'im, the Nevi'im was commanded to say it. But there is something even higher than this. And this is the Ketuvim. The Ketuvim, the Navi saw something, and Hashem told him, don't say it to anyone. Write it down. Just document it. There's no point to say it because no one will see or understand it today. It's important to document it because when the time will come, they will saw that it was written before. According to this, the information that in the Ketuvim, is much more amazing. And for us should be very curious. We should be very curious to understand the Ketuvim because the Ketuvim speaks about the future. The secrets are in the Ketuvim. Now, Sefer Tehillim, the entire Sefer Tehillim is in the Ketuvim, not in the Nevi'im. Same thing with Mishlei, Eov, Kohelet, which means that there are deep, deep, deep secrets that it's not the time now to see it, to understand it. Therefore, it's not, they never saw it, they wrote it. Yimloch Hashem Elokaich Tzion, Ledor Vador Hallelujah is pasuk that we say every morning. From Tehillim. It's in Sefer Tehillim. I saw in the name of the Mekubalim that, in order to understand, we have to learn another Gemara in Masechet Megillah. In the beginning, Masechet Megillah Daf Daled. Unkelos תרגם את התורה. He translated the Torah. חמישה חומשי תורה. Yonatan ben Uziel, which was the highest disciple of Hillel HaZaken, translate the Nevi'im. Says the Gemara, when he translates the Nevi'im, נזדעזעה ארץ ישראל 400 פרסה על 400 פרסה. It was a spiritual earthquake. The entire world was shaking. And Yonatan ben Uziel heard a bat call, which is a lower level of nevuah, stating, who is the one who dare to reveal my secrets to my children? Meaning a criticism on him. How dare you? So he said, it's me. I'm confirming, it's me, and I did it לשם שמיים, שלא ירבו מחלוקות בישראל. Okay, after he said that, the criticism was not too strong after that. But then after he said that, he wanted to translate the Ketuvim. And Bat Kol Mishamayim said to him, stop it, until here, not anymore. The Ketuvim you are not allowed to, for any reason. Yirbu machlokot, lo yirbu machlokot, not interesting. You are not allowed to do it. Why? Says the Gemara, mipnei sheyesh bo ketz Mashiach. Because if he will translate the Ketuvim, we will know the time of the Geula. And the time of the Geula should be not revealed. Even Yaakov Avinu tried to, and they prevent him. Says the Mekubalim, what they mean is this pasuk, Ki yimloch Hashem le'olam Elohayich Tzion ledor vador, hallelujah. If this pasuk will be translated, then it will be revealed, the Geula. And it should not be revealed. Now, in Kedusha every morning, we sing the Hebrew. Kadosh Kadosh, Baruch Shem Kvod Hashem Yimkomo. But in Uva Letzion, we sang the pasuk and the targum of it, of Kadosh Kadosh, and of Baruch Kvod Hashem Yimkomo. Therefore, we could not put there Yimloch Hashem le'olam Elohayich Tzion ledor vador, hallelujah, which is in the Kedusha, because it needs a targum. And there is no targum. If it will be a targum, therefore we're using Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed of Shirat Hayam. Okay, so we learned a lot of things. But you have to know that the highlight of Shirat Hayam is this pasuk. Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. Because at the time, Malchutcha ra'u banecha. They saw by Kriyat Yam Suf, and it says, ראתה שפחה על הים, מה שלא ראה יחזקאל בן בוזי. מה שלא ראו נביאים. It was a Gilui Nevuah, amazing Gilui Nevuah, amazing revelation. But it was for the time. Hashem Yimloch le'olam va'ed. So Bezrat Hashem, tomorrow morning when you see Shirat Hayam, you know what's the main thing of Shirat Hayam, and you understand what Shir is, right? Fine. I don't see that we could go further now, because it's very interesting to explain, but not now. The Mecholot. Why Miriam took the Tov and did Mecholot, and why the Mecholot, the dancing, in addition to the song, was by the ladies and not by the men. But okay, I'll leave some question open for your, wants to know more. Okay, so basically, this is what we could do today. See how much more there is. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everyone, for Gil to arrange it, for the hostess, for all of you who came. It was an amazing for me to return to Boca Raton after so many years. It was really a big break. And you know what? I don't know why I didn't do it, because now in New York it's so freezing. Here it's so amazing. I should do it more and more often. So I just want to tell you that this lecture, Bezrat Hashem, was recorded in the last 8 years. Hashem helped me to record all the shiurim. Every week I'm putting up about 3 or 4 new shiurim. So over there are 1,700 shiurim, an hour and a half each. About maybe 600 of them are in English. My English, you know. The rest are in Hebrew. Very amazing information. I'm working on this so thoroughly to be precise and to bring all the sources. And as you see all the... So this is... Oh, wait. Where is... Go back. No, I have... okay, let me do just little something that you all could see it. I thought I have it here, but it's in other matzaget. Just 1 second. No. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay. That's what I want to show you. Now you could use your phones. Write down this. This is my website. It's not updated, but over there are all lectures with categories, parashat Hashavua, Chagim, and everything. But I have also, this is the time to take a picture of this. Use it. It's free of charge, and it's amazing knowledge. You should know it. I work on it, and I want to share it with everyone who will be willing to learn. Okay? So this is my website. Aside from this, the more updated is the YouTube, and the YouTube is this. This is the YouTube. Over there are the lectures the way I'm putting them up. It's not in order.
You can search us on YouTube.
Yeah, you can search it. Anyway, this is the thing. Thank you very much. Shavua Tov to everyone.